Rumors are that allegedly there's a secret plan to end Real Housewives of Atlanta for good. What's the plan and who's behind it? Well, I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk? And welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified, so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. All right, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly there is a secret plan to end Real Housewives of Atlanta for good. What's the plan and who's behind it? Well, I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more, and here it goes. Rumors are that allegedly producers on Real Housewives of Atlanta have a secret plan to sabotage the franchise and end it for good. The source said, behind the scenes, Real Housewives of Atlanta cast members, for the exception of one, feel that there is something fishy going on with production that they feel like is detrimental to the show's future. The source explains, many of the ladies feel that production is making decisions that are questionable and make it seem as if Real Housewives of Atlanta isn't a top priority. Furthermore, allegedly, many of the ladies feel that their individual storylines were too chaotic and unfulfilling. It was hard for them to see this while the episodes were airing, said the source. However, after the season wrapped, the ladies were able to see their entire storyline unfold, and allegedly, they were pissed. Behind the scenes, many of the ladies feel just like Kenya, but haven't been as vocal until now. Fans have pointed out something that many of the ladies also now allegedly feel. So, what is it? Well, fans and industry insiders feel like the new Real Housewives of Atlanta production team is purposely sabotaging the Real Housewives of Atlanta brand in order to elevate their baby franchise, Real Housewives of Potomac, to the top spot at Bravo. The insider continued, the writings are on the wall, and they show that allegedly Eric wants to take Real Housewives of Atlanta's crown and give it to Real Housewives of Potomac. He probably wants to be seen as the new Carlos King at Bravo and would do anything to make it happen, including wrecking Real Housewives of Atlanta so bad that the network takes it off the air, ended the source. One fan on social media said, the Real Housewives of Atlanta producers are blatantly trying to destroy the show. The drama from the reunion has been really good and entertaining, which means the drama and the storylines were there and also filmed. It seems like the editing was intentional, and now producers are trying to play the blame game. Another source said, the scam is up because producer Eric went online to try and clear his name as having no power over casting, storylines, and editing, which, said the source, is a clear contradiction to what Andy said an executive producer has as a regular job responsibility. So now, with allegations like these, the Real Housewives of Atlanta ladies are left stuck in the middle. All sources believe if the ladies start to air out their concerns more publicly, then the network could put an end to this alleged scheme. If not, then this will spell disaster for the ladies and the future seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right, kinfolk, that's a lot of information from a rumor that came across my desk this weekend regarding an alleged secret plan to sabotage Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, I will say this, as some of you all may think that this plan is kind of far-fetched and doesn't make too much sense, I would have to disagree because of this one reason. It does seem like production is loyal to Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, rumors are that, Real Housewives of Potomac during one season was outperforming Real Housewives of Atlanta, and the network decided to move some of the Real Housewives of Potomac producers down to the Atlanta cast to help with their sagging ratings. Now, a lot of people feel that this move was done in good faith because the first season that the Real Housewives of Potomac crew got down to Atlanta, they were able to stop some of the ratings bleeding and stabilize the core viewership. However, as their time at the franchise continued, many fans of the franchise started to notice that a lot of the storylines simply was not making sense, and a lot of the narratives and a lot of the drama was too chaotic. A lot of people did not understand where this was coming from. But however, kinfolk, a lot of fans online who are fans of both Real Housewives of Atlanta and Real Housewives of Potomac say that this is a production style of the Real Housewives of Potomac producers to create a lot of chaos and confusion. Something that the Real Housewives of Potomac fans have grown to love and understand. However, fans who are strictly Real Housewives of Atlanta fans are not used to this type of production or editing. Real Housewives of Atlanta fans are used to consistent, organic drama and also good storylines and positive images and positive narratives from the ladies. So, if you are a producer and you're doing your research and you really care about continuing with the brand and continue to elevate the franchise in a blueprint that the fans are used to, you would probably want to take this into consideration. However, it does not seem like the producers or the new producers from Potomac really care about what the fans of Real Housewives of Atlanta have been accustomed to, and that's organic storylines that make sense. So one could think, if you are to believe this rumor, then it seems like it's intentional that they don't want to change their approach to Real Housewives of Atlanta. They rather continue to do it the way they have been producing it, even if it means lower ratings. So next, kinfolk, the next part of this rumor that I do find very interesting as well is this. Fans and viewers alike have all pointed to the same thing. This season of Real Housewives of Atlanta consisted of some very lazy editing. And it was lazy editing in the sense of it just seems as if they took a pre-existing template or preset and they just added the film into a computer or to an editing processing system and allowed an AI generator to create scenes. Everything was too chaotic. And when you have producers who are lazy with editing, it really does read as if they do not care about the franchise. Because editing is the most important part of creating a reality TV show. Even when you're trying to put and paste and copy certain situations that don't go with one another, you're doing it with a purpose to create a certain emotion, to create a certain storyline or narrative. But that wasn't the case with Real Housewives of Atlanta this season. It just seems like things were copied and pasted to create a lot of chaos. And the chaos wasn't even good chaos. So it leads you to believe that lazy editing shows that the producers really don't care about the franchise. Because it's one thing to have chaotic energy and chaotic storylines and chaotic drama on the show, as long as it is making sense and it's organic. None of the which were true for this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, kinfolk, the next part of this rumor, it involves producer Eric and what a lot of fans and viewers of Real Housewives of Atlanta believe that he is allegedly trying to do or become. And it's this. A lot of fans, kinfolk, feel that Eric wants to be the new Carlos King at Bravo. But unfortunately, that won't work if Real Housewives of Atlanta fails. The reason why is this. Carlos King was able to take Real Housewives of Atlanta and make it Bravo's #1 Housewives franchise. Even when the numbers weren't as good, they were still #1. And that made Carlos King's name synonymous with the king of reality TV. And then once you take his producing credits over to OWN and what he's done with Love and Marriage Huntsville and now Love and Marriage DC and Love and Marriage Detroit, it goes to show that Carlos King understands what he's doing. And he's not trying to sabotage one franchise in order to elevate the other franchise. Something that Eric has been accused of allegedly doing. And also, one thing all the ladies have constantly said and consistently said about Carlos is that he wanted to see all of the ladies win. That's why there was such a heavy focus on the good, the bad, and also the positive storylines and drama. Now, when producer Eric kind of showed his hand as showing favoritism and bias towards Marlo, he really undermined his trustworthy ratings with the fans. And a lot of fans feel like he cannot be trusted in editing certain housewives the correct way. And seeing that one is messing up Eric's potential to become one of Bravo's top producers, or if not the top housewife producer of any franchise. So until he finds a way to not appear so biased, and then also until he finds a way to really start listening to the fans and really start bringing and helping restore Real Housewives of Atlanta back to his number one spot, unfortunately, no one, especially at Bravo and fans of Bravo and fans in the Housewife universe, is going to see him as the new Carlos King or as a king of reality TV. Now, kinfolk, the last part of this rumor that is very interesting, that I do feel like is the number one issue with Real Housewives of Atlanta and its production and editing is this. One, there is just too much cast producer bias going on. It is very evident in the way this season has been produced. Now, we talked about how it seems as if producer Eric has biased editing towards Marlo and against Kenya. But also, fans have also pointed out to the fact that Drew's storyline was not fully realized, and it was chopped up to make her storyline seem very one-sided. And also, when it came to the storyline of Kandi, a lot of fans feel like the other arguments and the agitating of Kandi throughout the season was not shown. Only thing that was shown was Kandi blowing up and being explosive in arguments. But fans point to a lot of things that happened during filming that were leaked that were not shown on camera. So with that being said, fans take notice of this, and that bias really creates a mistrust with production and producers. Also, my sources are saying that behind the scenes, they need more producers who actually look like the ladies, who actually understand Black culture and also understand Black women and how they maneuver in and outside of friend groups. People behind the scenes said that was one of the things that Carlos King was very good at. He knew Black women. And unfortunately, behind the scenes, sources say that this group of producers simply do not know or understand Black women and how they interact with one another in certain situations. So until they start to get more producers who actually look like the ladies, people behind the scenes feel like ratings are going to continue to sag or be stagnant. But kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think. Now, if you are to believe this rumor, because right now it's all alleged information and also speculation, do you think that there's any truth to the fact that allegedly the producers of Real Housewives of Atlanta are secretly sabotaging the franchise in order to restore or put Real Housewives of Potomac in the top spot? Or do you think the ladies just haven't been bringing it lately and that's the reason for the low ratings and not necessarily the editing? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over on the next one. Peace.